Hey guys, so welcome to my second Halloween tutorial. Today's tutorial is called Sweet and Sour or Sour and Sweet. Believe it or not, I actually got inspired by Sour Patch Kids because I saw one of their commercials, and you know how the Sour Patch Kid always does something sour and then something sweet. And that inspiration led me to this look. So anyways, let's get started. I just primed my eyes with Urban Decay Eden Primer Potion. And then I set it pretty heavily with some powders. That way the shadow goes on very smoothly. I'm starting off with this transition shade from the Morphe 35C palette. This is my go-to palette for any colorful look. And I'm just laying down a light pink shade and then a light blue shade. These are my transition shades, and it's just going to set the tone for the eye look. As you can see, I do have my eyebrows filled in with color. If you want a separate tutorial on it, I can. I just didn't include it. It's pretty easy. You just use colored eyeliners, or that's what I do, and then I set them with eyeshadow and added a little bit of glitter. But moving on, as you can see here, I am creating kind of a cut crease, but instead of it being a floating cut crease, I'm connecting it to the outer corner and creating a point. And I'm just using a darker pink shade than what I used in my crease from the same 35C palette by Morphe. And then I'm going ahead and blending that out just so it's not so harsh. Okay, so now I'm carving out my lid space, and I'm using a products by Revlon. It's their Photo Ready Eye Art in the color Fuchsia Flash, and yeah, I'm basically just using this to clean up my lid space and make it super precise. And it's also going to act as somewhat of a base for the glitter I'm going to be putting down. Now I am putting down a glitter glue. I'm using one by Lime Crime, and then I'm applying a glitter over it. It's kind of like an iridescent silver pink glitter. I got it by Hard Candy. I believe it's called City Chic. And yeah, I'm just laying this all over my lid. After applying that glitter, I'm just going back in and redefining the crease area, just because sometimes after applying glitter that crease doesn't look as defined. And then you're going to want to blend again like I just did. And now I'm going to go ahead and start on my lower lash line, and I'm using the same pink shades that I did in the crease on the lower lash line, and I'm really blowing it out and making it super blended. I don't want it to be super precise. I really kind of want it to be blown out, and I'm taking the shadows down much farther than I would on a normal look. I'm taking that glitter glue again, and I'm applying that in the inner corner, and then applying the same glitter that I did on the lid in the inner corner, and connecting the lid and the inner corner. And as you can see there, I'm just kind of checking it out in the mirror, taking a little coffee break. It's important to kind of step back and see what you're doing and evaluate while you're doing detailed looks like this, because you can change your mind so easily. I changed my mind so many times during this look. But as you can see now, I'm mapping out the crease on the sour side, and I'm using a black liner and creating that same shape that I did in the other eye. And then I'm taking a blue shadow. This one is actually from the Urban Decay Electric palette. This is another go-to palette for me when I do colorful looks. I just love the shades, and I'm applying the darker blue and then blending it out with the lighter blue. And this eye took me a little bit longer just because the shadows are darker, so they weren't blending as nicely as the pink ones were. But after some hard work and just blending for like a million hours, it did come out okay. So after going ahead and blending with a bigger brush, I'm now going to carve out my lid space. And for this step, I am using the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. I love to use this product when I want to carve out my lid because it's very opaque and it also has a pretty tacky consistency. So it's really going to help when I apply the glitter that I'm going to be using on this eye. And for the glitter, I'm using LA Splash Cosmetics glitter in Pastel Babe. It's a really beautiful, like, iridescent icy blue. It kind of reminds me of the glitter form of Sugar Pills pigment in Lumi pigment that I will actually be using at one point in this tutorial. But yeah, basically I'm just covering up my whole lid with the glitter, and then I'm going to move on to the lower lash line, and again I'm going to use the same colors that I used in the crease on the lower lash line, same steps as the other eye, just different colors. Now moving on to my colored contour, I'm going to be using the same shades once again that I used on my eyes for the pink side, and I am using the darker pink to contour and kind of shade the outer edge of my temples, and I'm making sure to kind of blend them out so it's not just like one harsh line. I'm going to be using a few different pink shades from that palette to kind of make sure it all looks somewhat blended. But yeah, you can do this with like any look. You can just take whatever color you're using on your eyes and contour with them if you're doing like a Halloween colorful look. It just kind of makes it look more put together. And now I'm just taking a bigger brush and applying a lighter pink shade, kind of acting as my blush and blending out that darker pink. And then I'm highlighting, and I'm using the Cindy Luminizer by The Balm, and it's basically like a pink pearly highlight, and I applied a pretty generous amount of that, but still wasn't enough. So I actually go in with a MAC pigment. I'm not sure of the name. It came in like a gift set, and it's basically like a crushed pigment, and it's like a white silver shade. So I apply that on top of the illuminator that I just applied, just to give it a little extra punch. I then decided to use a blending brush, and I used a purple to deepen up that contour. I just want a little bit more dimension. And I don't know what I was listening to here, but obviously I was pretty into it because I keep dancing. But yeah, I'm just using a purple shade from the 35C palette. Again, most of the shadows were from either that palette or the Morphe palette. Or the Urban Decay palette. Now I'm going ahead and applying the blue to contour with that, and again I'm using the same colors that I use on my eyes, and I'm just using the darker shade to contour, and then I'm going to lighten it up with some other blue shades. These ones were from the Urban Decay Electric palette. These blue shades, I don't think they were from the Morphe one. And then I'm using Sugar Pills Lumi pigment, which is one of my all-time favorite pigments. I just love this pigment, to highlights, and this is going to add a nice like bluish iridescent glow. Now I'm going ahead and drawing the separation down my face to differentiate the two sides. I'm using the black liner that I used on my eye to draw the line down the middle. And then I'm going to take a pink shadow and start shading that in on the sweet side and just kind of blending it over the line. And I'm just taking that all the way down. I'm using the darker pink that I used in the eye from the 35C palette. And then once I do that side, I'm going to move on to using the blue on the other side. And then I will blend all of it together. That way it's not like one harsh line down the middle. It kind of looks a little faded. So I blended out each side with a lighter version of the colors, like a lighter pink and then a lighter blue. And now I'm taking a purple and putting that down the middle. That way it looks more blended. On my nose, it's kind of broke up, like the product broke up and it didn't stay because I had some oil on my nose. So just be aware of that. You probably should powder pretty good before you do this step. Now I'm going to take my brow from the regular shape to kind of an evil shape, giving me like an evil brow, I guess you can say. I did the same technique in my skull tutorial. Yeah, I don't know why I did this. I think just because since it's the sour side, I thought sour, angry, evil, and that's why I did that. It just kind of helps separate the two different looks, the sweet side and the sour. As you can see, I added some purple mascara on the sweet side on the lower lash line, and then I added black mascara on the other eye. And I didn't mention, but I did add lashes. These are the same lashes that I use in my skull tutorial. But anyways, now I'm going to go ahead and add like drips, I guess you can call them, to my forehead. I don't really know why I did this. I just like the look of it. I just thought it was fun. It would almost be like if I were the sour side were to get cut, like you would bleed colorful little drips. I don't know. I just thought it was a fun thing to add, and I'm outlining that with white, but I'm going to go ahead and change that in a minute. Basically, I'm just going from dark blue to light blue and just kind of playing around with this. It took me a little while, but it all comes together in the end. I'm now going to add some little highlighted spots with some white face paint. This is optional, but it just kind of makes it look a little bit more three-dimensional, I guess. Since the sour side had a little graphic, I decided to add a little graphic on the sweet side, and I decided to do a heart because what's more sweet than a heart? I started off by drawing it in blue, and then I changed my mind and colored it all in with a purple. And then I'm going to go in with the dark purple shade from the Urban Decay Electric palette, and I'm going to outline the outside of the heart and then just kind of blend it inwards. I added some lighter shades to help blend out that darker purple, and then I added white in the center just to make it more three-dimensional, and then I'm adding little highlighted spots like I did on the sour side on the drips. And then I'm going to start on my lips, and for my lips I'm using a liquid lipstick by NYX Cosmetics on the sweet side. I'm not sure the name, I will list it down below, but I am just drawing, well, not drawing, I'm just putting that on the one side of my lips. And then I'm going to go in with a liquid lipstick by LA Splash. I believe it's in the color Criminal. It's a dark purple shade, and I'm going to draw that on the other side. And then instead of keeping like a harsh line in the middle, I'm going to blend the two colors together. Since the center of my face is blended together, I thought the lips should be as well. Then I'm going to take a dark eyeliner, the eyeliner that I use on my eyes, and I'm going to create that like evil lip look, where the lip is extended and it comes to a point, and I'm using that kind of as a lip liner. And then I will go over that with a liquid liner to make it more precise and pop a little bit more. I felt like the look was missing something, so I decided to add some glitter tears, and basically I just took some clear gloss, a little bit of eye drops, and a ton of glitter to create these glitter type tears. And then once it was on my face, I added more glitter on top. And yeah, just like a fun little thing you can add. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you liked it. And I'll see you guys in my next Halloween tutorial. Bye!